Hello, scholars. So as you can see, I'm not at work today. So I'm going to give you an assignment and it has to be completed by the end of the day, well, end of the class. Um, there will be a video attached to it. So if you don't finish it, you can complete it for homework. Um, all right, here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and read. So it says tomato juice is sold in a case with 8 cans. Complete the table to tell the relationship between the number of cases and a number of cans. Okay, so what do we know? We know that tomato juice um, is in a case, and each case has 8 cans. So the unit rate is for one case is 8 cans. So what does that mean? That means for every case, multiply by 8, right? And for, multiply by 8 to find number of cans. And for every total number of cans, divide by 8 for amount of cases. All right. So for every number of cans, multiply by 8 and you'll get 8. But for every amount of cans, you have to divide by 8 to get the amount of cases. All right. You go ahead and do these on your own. All right. So let's look at this problem. Says Megan crocheted a triangular shawl. What is the area of the shawl? So what do I know? I know I'm dealing with a triangle. And a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So my base is 4. And my height is the opposite vertex, creating a 90-degree angle. So my height is 3. So 3 times 4 equals 12 divided by 2, which equals 6. So my answer is 6. You know what I was thinking about? I was like, well, if I decompose this here, but if I decompose this here, this will be 2. And it'd be 2 times 3. So if I decompose that, that would make 6 too, because 2 times 3 is 6. Just in case you were a little confused or anything like that. Just look here. Um, it says Sergio makes belts. Okay, he makes a certain number of belts for every hour he works. What is the missing value of the table? So we know that For every 2 hours, he makes 3 belts. Um, the unit rate of hours is right. So for every hour, he makes 3/2 belts, right? So, which means I need to figure out 8. So 1 times 8 and 3/2 times 8. Oh, okay. So that means you just multiply 2 times 3/2. Oh, so that's my unit rate, or 8 times 3/2. 24/2, and that is equivalent to 12. So let's talk about it. So I found the unit rate. The unit rate told me that for every hour, um, it's 3/2, right? And to get from here to here is times 1 times 3/2 is 3/2, which means to get from here to here, to get from here to here, here to here, here to here, it's times 3/2. Look, 10 times 3/2 is 30/2, which is 15. Do you see how I was able to check my work? If it's 12. I don't know if this is like my fault or like why this is like doing. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so what did I do here? I found the unit rate per 1 hour, and I used for every one, multiply it by 3/2. So when I have 2, multiply it by 3/2. When I have 4, multiply it by 3/2. Go to the next problem. Okay, Noah bought 15 basketball cards for $9. Assuming each basketball card costs the same amount, answer the following questions. Okay, so I know that 15 baseball cards cost $9. Okay, it's asking me how much would 30 baseball cards cost? So I'm gonna do it 2 different ways. I'm gonna do it using our table, so we know cards cost, and I know 30 cards cost $9. I'm sorry, 15. 15 cards cost $9. I'm trying to figure out how much 30 costs. I know to get from 15 to 30, I multiply by 2. 9 times 2 is 18. So 30 costs $18. Now let's look at it from the unit rate stance. I know cards cost. I know that 15 costs $9. Um, for every one card is to times 1/15, which gives me 9/15. So which means for every card, multiply it by 9/15, and I'll get my answer. Because 1 times 9/15 is 9/15. About 30. 30, 30 times 9 over 15. 3 times 9, 270 over 15. And 270 divided by 15 is 18. At this rate, how much would 12 baseball cards cost? Well, we know the amount of, the unit rate tells us for every baseball card, multiply by 9/15. Thus, when it's 12, 12 times 9/15 would be 108 divided by 15, 7.2, which is $7.20. Right? I can also create a table, say baseball cards and cost, and I know that 15 is $9. And I know that there's a relationship between 15 and 12, which is 3, 1/5. So 9/5 and 3 times 4, right? So 9 over 5 times 4. Yeah, 9 over 5 times 4, 7.2. So all the pencils. All right, let's look at this one. Do you think this information will be represented using a table or double number line? Well, for me, I like using a table. So let's see, cards cost. We know 15 cards cost $9. We tried to figure out how much for 30 and how much for 12. To get from 15 to 30 is times 2. 9 times 2 is 18. Relationship between 30 and 12, or 15 and 12 is 3. 3 goes into all of those numbers. So to get from 30 to 3 is times 110 times 110, which is 1.8. And then 3 times 4, 1.8 times 4 is 7.2. So I mean, personally, I would do a table. Table really helped me really formulate everything. But I know one thing, I needed a friendly factor to help me out. A kangaroo hops 2 kilometers in 3 minutes. Okay. So 2 kilometers, 3 minutes. How long does it take the kangaroo to travel 5 kilometers? So I need to put 5 here. I'm gonna leave space for friendly factor. And that's part A. And part B says how far in 2 minutes. Oh, this is minutes. You can ask yourself, like, why did I put a 1 here? Why did I put a 2 here? Maybe that'll help you. A friendly factor between 2 and 5 is 1. To get from 2 to 1 is times 1/2. And that's going to be 3 to 2, which tells me to get from here to here, I multiply times 3/2. So 5 times 3/2 is 15/2, right? Now to get from 3 to 1 is times 1/3, which will be 2/3, which means to get from here to here, I multiply by 2/3. So 2 times 2/3, 4/3. Let me just double check to make sure I did the right. Yeah, yeah, that's about right, because that's 1 and 1/3. Okay. So this problem is very similar to this one. So go ahead and create it. I can set it up though for you. 35 miles in 3 hours, and Andre 228 miles in 6 hours. They travel at a constant speed. Jada, Andre, miles, hours, miles, hours. Jada, 135, 3 hours. Andre, 228, 6 hours. A is how far did Jada travel in 1 hour? So I'm gonna put 1 right here. And you figure that out. Okay. How far did Andre travel in 1 hour? You figure that out. And then you answer who traveled faster. Yes. So I want you to figure this out on your own, but I started you off. A restaurant is offering 2 specials. So special 1 and special 2. Okay, special 10 burritos for $12. Okay, or 6 burritos for $7.50. Noah needs 60 burritos. Did he buy 6 orders of the 10 burritos special or 60 of the? Okay, so we know that we're comparing burritos to cost. And we know it's 10 burritos cost $12. And they need to buy 60 burritos. So we need to go from here to here. And how much does that cost? For here, we have burritos, we have cost, and we know 6 burritos cost $7.50, and we need to figure out 60 burritos. So I answered this one. So in special two, at 10 orders, it costs $75. How much does this one cost? And this problem is graded. That's all I have for you today. I look forward to seeing your work. I'm grading this one. This one is going in the grade book. You have to answer this. We solved it, but you still need to answer. That's graded. And you gotta answer these two. Bye-bye.